Stephen A. Williams, president and founder of thecreditrepairshop.com. What I'm going to do in this video, and I'm going to have a series of videos that's going to talk about the dispute codes and how you can use the FCRA to dispute charge-off, late payments, inaccurate information on your credit report. So this is going to be a very informative video, because when you look at how you can utilize the FCRA to pinpoint your dispute with the credit reporting agencies, it's going to give you more chances of becoming successful when you do your disputes. Now, I'm going to put this out here straight from the beginning. It does not make it perfect. And the reason why it doesn't make it perfect is that you have a third party that's in between you being able to do what you want to do and a company that has interest with other companies providing data to them. So it's if you can think of it like this, when you're, even if your friend is wrong about something, you're going to give them a little bit more leeway to explain why they did it rather than just correcting that action right away, even though the law actually states that they have to do that. But you can see just by action, you don't have to take my word for it, that information has been reported inaccurate on credit reports for years, and there have been numerous lawsuits, and there would not be any lawsuits, there would not be any credit repair industry if there was not a problem with the major credit reporting agencies allowing inaccurate information to be placed on credit reports. And also because this is human error, and even if it is computer errors, there is millions of lines of data that is being updated monthly to the bureaus, and it just with that amount of data, there has to be some sort of errors that would happen. It's just automatic. There's never going to be a perfect system in anything that is done with any company that is collecting and distributing data to other third parties like credit card companies, lenders, whoever wants to use your credit reports. So let's jump right into it. And I'm going to also give you a sample of some of the wording that you can use in your disputes. So let's start right here with code CO-01. And you'll see these on certain credit reports, depending on if you get a paid credit report or if you get a more detailed credit report where someone slips one to you when you went to go get a loan somewhere. There's a credit report that that they get that's different from the consumer reports that we're able to get from the credit monitoring services that are available. But so we got here 1681EB, charge off is reporting inaccurate information. That's the basis of this FCRA law here. And then the next one, CO02, 1681 IA5A, charge off has not been verified as complete, inaccurate, delete, or correct. The next one, CO03, 1681C, C1, verify the original date of delinquency that led to the charge off. And we got C004, 1681S-2, A2. Furnish or fail to correct or update inaccurate charge-off reporting. Now, some of this would actually be after you've done a dispute and then it came back where they had it, where they said it was verified. These are some of these that we're going to be going through is going to actually be what you would do in that second round of letters. And this is something that we do at the credit repair shop, where we review it, and then we're going to do that second round based off of what the information that came back from that initial dispute. CO05, and that's 05, sorry, 1681S-2B, furnisher must conduct a reasonable investigation after bureau dispute. And this would be a direct furnisher dispute. And I talked about that also with the credit repair shop. This is something that we do that I don't think other companies do, and we've done this from day one, is we always submit a group of furnisher disputes to get them on record about about resolving. And also some of the people, when COVID was out and everybody was doing stuff through the CFPB, and they were sending out, complaints to them and hoping that they would get information removed that way. And we've always went directly to the furnishers. And if you were to go to the CFPB right now, you will see that if you submit a complaint, that they're going to tell you to go to the furnisher first. They're going to tell you to go to the furnisher first. And from what other people have told me, we really never used them unless it was something that was an outright, blatant violation by a furnisher, is that they're not even doing any type of challenges in corrections, forcing data furnishers to do any type of corrections at all. That you're just really wasting your time if you're submitting anything through CFPB. With the credit repair shop, we have always, from day one, submitted information to the furnisher. So if you want to try to fast track as quick as you can, not to say that it's going to, happen overnight or in 30 days, but it's going to at least give you the fast track, as you always want to get the information directly to the furnishers. Next, we got CO 06 1681EB 1681I. Charge off balance, status, payment history, or date fields are inconsistent across bureaus. This is a big one here. And then we got CO 071681C A4/1681C C1. Charge off appears obsolete or re-aged. Delete if past reporting period. And then we got CO 081681S-2A3. Account is disputed but is not marked on the consumer's dispute. When you dispute directly with the furnisher, they are required within a certain period of time. The law states within 5 days, but here's the issue with that. And I don't know if they made the connection when they actually made this law. And you've probably heard this across the internet and on YouTube from a lot of different people that talk about credit repair. Here's the issue with that, is that furnishers do not furnish on a weekly basis. What they do is they'll do a monthly upload. So if you're disputing something, yes, they're supposed to put that in there within 5 days, but they're not actually doing that. They're not doing it, and they're actually getting leeway by the industry. And if you were to even try to sue them over the information that they inaccurately reported and that you disputed, in most instances, you're going to lose. It's going to be a waste of money, because here's the reason why. It's because they do have a process where they gather the information monthly and they provide that to the data companies, Equifax, Experian, TransUnion, on a monthly basis to make their updates. And this is something that a lot of people, when they're not really truly in the industry and they're just making videos and just throwing stuff out there, and they don't actually have customers that actually go through these processes, and they don't actually work with these companies to actually know what the processes are, and also from the legal side that sees what has happened from specific lawsuits or certain lawsuits that have been out there that actually challenged that 5-day rule. And I'm just here to tell you, unless there was some other technicality that was in there with the lawsuit, that was victorious over them not marking it as a dispute within 5 days of receiving it, they they automatically lost. Now when it comes to the bureaus and you're disputing directly with the bureaus, they are supposed to put that information on there that you are disputing it, and because they're the ones that are the data furnishers, they should make that update instantly. And there has been some lawsuits where people were victorious because they did not mark that the consumer had went to them, TransUnion, Equifax, Experian, and submitted a dispute against a furnisher. So that way it does happen. So now let's look at a potential phrase that you could use with your dispute. Now remember, with your disputes, what you want to always do is put all of your information on there. You want to put proof of your address. You want to have your social security number, because they're going to do all of these checks, which is, some people say this is crazy, because you have to prove to do something good, to actually clean up something on your credit. You actually have to go overboard rather than underboard, so to speak, that the furnishers can do to put something bad on your credit reports, or anyone to put something bad on your credit reports. All they got to do is match a few data points, and they're able to put that information on there, even if it wasn't you. We've seen it a lot with people who had the same names, or that junior, senior. Seen that a lot. So here's some sample wording that you could use. I disputed this charge-off balance, status, payment history. Now you choose what you're going to be disputing. I'm just giving you some of the wording. I disputed this charge-off balance because the balance, the status, payment history, date of last activity, or original date of delinquency appear inaccurate, incomplete, or unverified. Please reinvestigate under, and then you put the code from what you believe is the issue with your with that negative information on your credit report that is inaccurate. So you put the code, and then you say delete or correct the account, and if it cannot be verified as complete and accurate, because remember, they have a requirement by law that they have to have the information on your credit reports accurate, 100% accurate. It cannot show you in an unfair light, and it is their job. It is their job to do it, and it is sad to say our job or your job to hold their feet to the fire to get that done. All right, so I hope that this was very informative to you. Again, these are the types of dispute codes and language that we use here at the Credit Repair Shop when we're creating the disputes for our customers. If you need help with your credit, you can visit us at thecreditrepairshop.com. Watch the video, What Makes Us Different, so you can see my 8-point validation process, my 2-phase settlement process. If you need your credit reports and scores, go to the website your3scores.com to grab your TransUnion, Equifax, Experian credit reports and all 3 scores. If you have debt collectors coming after you early in the game, grab my 3-pack of letters, statute of limitations, debt validation, and cease and desist. Or you can go to summonsmaster.com, where you can get an exclusive certified debt validation letter. And if you have debt collectors who are suing you in court, you can go to summonsmaster.com, where you can get a fully formatted response to your court lawsuit, and you have the opportunity to win your case. Please subscribe to the channel, post your questions and comments. This is Stephen A. Williams, President and Founder of thecreditrepairshop.com. Thank you.